Welcome back to Countercultural Life Podcast. We are here. I'm here with the amazing, the wonderful, the magnanimous man of the hour, where he said he signed up just to be the editor and producer. And well, guess what? He is now a very wanted, desired co host. So we got that. As you see today, I am in the business attire coming from a board meeting that I was just in. My young friend Noah has been working hard all day long, I do not doubt. And he is also ready to attack the night and then get some rest and get up and go to work in the morning. I do not have to do anything in the morning, so life is good.
Shout out.
Uh,
That's fun.
yes, it is wonderful to be able to sleep in. Sleeping in for me is about 7 o'clock, so
That's
sweet.
that's big for you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. 4:30 is the usual go time. Um, So, with the state of the world and everything that's happening, lots of interesting things happening. We talked in our last time together. We talked about AI. We talked about nuclear energy. And Noah is become somebody that I rely on to get a great perspective, an intelligent, just great perspective from his age demographic, which is slightly younger than me. So, we'll just leave it at that. Slightly younger, just a little bit. And we're going to talk about some other things tonight, and I'm going to get his perspective on something that's really near and dear to me. As we have said multiple times on this podcast, this is not a Christian podcast, but we will talk Christian stuff. So I believe, and this is hard to say because I wasn't, I've lived, for the last almost 50 years. Yeah, that's scary to say. Almost 50 years, so 77 and now. In my time here on this planet, this current time that we live in seems to be the most divided. We seem to be the most divided as a country. We seem to be the most willing to fight each other and find reasons to fight each other, and argue and debate. And if we're going to be countercultural, I think we have to, interesting words that I'm going to use, fight against that desire. I think to be countercultural in this day and age, we have to learn how to have dialogue with people. We have to learn how to have conversations with people that may not agree with us, especially if my mandate is to be a Christ follower. That means I have to love people where they are. I have to seek to understand them. I have to um, build relationships with them. And what I have determined is we do a great job, we being a collective, we as people, at hating people from a distance. It's real easy to hate people from a distance. But if we follow the mandate of Christ that says God is concerned about relationship with him and relationship with others, means I have to be in relationship with people. It's hard to hate people from when I'm up close to them. So I think we got to start there. But I want to get young Noah's perspective on what he feels as a young man, early 20s, in the 2025, the space that we're in right now. What are you feeling in this current day and age that we live in? What are your thoughts? Just to get us going, give us some insight,
Like
some
specifically in
wondrous
regards to
thoughts.
like division or like how.
Yeah, and division. Let's start in society. Do you feel we're divided as a society? Do you feel there's a clear distinction? Do you feel like, I mean, we can go political lines, however you want to go, however you want to shape it. I'm following you right now after this question.
I mean, I would say there's a clear division online. Like, I think that a lot of times it is much worse on the internet when things are easy to just say willy-nilly with no immediate consequences. Um, and you can take that and you can do whatever you want with it. But I think that like that it is true that we are very divided as a society, and it does seem that the number one line of division is political right now. And I do think, as far as I can tell, most of my life it has felt that way. Like when I was a kid, I had a weird hatred for like the other political party, which now I have a lot less of. Like I'm kind of, you got to be a little more nuanced. You have to kind of hear both sides and understand, what everyone's feeling. Um, have some empathy, because people are all doing this for the first time, just like you. So, but I do think that in general, that the loudness of the online space, the blaring into your ears and eyes, is enough to make you think that everyone hates each other. I think if more people disconnected from that and just kind of got to know each other in a circle, then there would be realize that that's not the most important thing.
You said I love the word you used right there. You said nuance. There is no room for nuance anymore. It's either this or it's that. And people are complex, bro. That's what's I'm like half the time what I've determined is the people that scream the loudest really have they don't really have a real reason on why they scream the loudest. They just scream the loudest because maybe they've gotten more likes for screaming the loudest. Maybe they've had somebody pat them on the back or comment positively in their feed because they scream the loudest. But then you really start to dig into it and go, why do you believe the way that you believe? And I have run into people that could not fully describe it or fully even convey why they believe what they believe. They just like, well, it's the right thing. Who says right? What are you talking about? So there is no room for nuance anymore. There we treat it as either this or that, but there is a lot of nuance to people because people are complex. Yeah, I don't know, man. How do you've grown up? I think the term that we use for your demographic is digital natives. I think that's the term I've heard used before. Basically, which means you grew up in a digital space. Like you've always had iPhones, iPads, or at least had an understanding of that space. You've always known or you could do you remember? Here's a better question. Do you remember the first time you ever heard of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram? Do you remember that?
Uh, I mean, so young, and I was on them pretty young.
Yeah.
I have an account on Twitter that I cannot access that has a profile picture of me when I was like 12. And if you Google my name, that's like the first image that pops up. So have fun with that if you want. I'll put it on screen because it's funny. But anyway, yeah, like I don't really remember before that, like before Instagram. I was on Instagram, like, I would honestly, I would say that I was on Instagram way too young, but Instagram wasn't what it is now. Twitter wasn't what it is now. It, it was honestly not like Instagram. It was like my dad would look at who I followed, and if as long as I followed the right people, then it was fine. Like it wasn't what it is now, where I wouldn't let my kids have Instagram if I had kids,
Right.
until they were at least old enough to, which I think we're moving away from that as a society. I think that we've hit a little bit of a breaking point with social media um where I think that we're going to see social media use drastically drop in the next few years. Um but yeah, I don't remember a time before that. But I was there at the beginning, and I have seen it grow into this beast that is so hard to control. And I know, but obviously we talked about AI last week, but this is just something interesting is like we look at all these like lawsuits and stuff against major social media places, TikTok, Meta, like having to testify in court about things. And it's like the fact that they weren't willing to have those conversations when these things first got introduced, and when people were like, maybe this could cause problems or whatever, but they didn't want to have the conversations then, should be a lesson for where we are now with AI, because that's the next thing. And if we're not going to be willing to have conversations about regulations now, by the time we do, it's going to be too late. So that's just, sorry, this is a
Yep.
little side tangent, but
No, I love the side tangents. The funny thing about it is I think it was last week that OpenAI is now being hit with a lawsuit concerning a young man that they believe ChatGPT talked into killing himself. So we're already in that space. We're already in the space where here to come the lawsuits. They haven't regulated a lot. I mean, I keep telling people when they ask about AI, I'm like, it's the Wild West right now. It's wide open. I mean, you can pretty much do what you want right now. I keep telling my daughter that just graduated law school, you got to figure out law or ethical AI spaces to play in now because I think that's going to be the next big area as well. Man, it's crazy. My question for you is, well, you said something that was very interesting. You believe social media is going to go away to an extent. Not really, we know not go away, but social media is going to become less utilized. Why do you believe that?
Well, I've just seen a lot of people be like, I know it's not good for me, and I want to get off of it. Talking about how all these studies coming out where it's frying your dopamine receptors and everything. So
Yes.
it's like it's just kind of a movement toward that, but we're all kind of addicted to it. I recently just set up like in the last couple of days, I'm trying because I do social media for work, so it's very hard. I have a strange relationship with social media because of that. I have taken to where now I can't get on Instagram outside of 9 to 5.
Nice.
And like this is gonna be good eventually. Right now, I'm just on Instagram at work a lot. So that's
Yeah.
and it's not, you know, my boss won't watch this. So but it's like and I need to be on Instagram a certain amount, but I was on like not doing stuff that was for work. So it's like trying to wean yourself off of that is hard.
It's
But
a
I do
drug, bro.
think that there's a
Drug.
movement of it, like toward blocking Instagram on your phone. Like I don't have a password to it. My wife has the password to it, so I can't even, if I wanted to break into it, I can't. So, but I just have seen this even on social media, like people talking about like I'm trying to get off, and like seeing people talk about it is one thing, but like I think that the more people talk about it, the more people are going to actually do it. Kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that like a lot of people that are in like a generation above me, like one generation above me, were like, oh, we see that like drinking is bad and like we don't want to drink as much. And, but they didn't really stop. But then our generation, like Gen Z, like the drinking rate in Gen Z is significantly lower than ever before. Like it's a panic button in the alcohol industry. And I think that's
Yep.
partly because of that, because like it might take a generation to break the social media curse. But what I think is that my age people are going to have kids and are going to be like, oh, this stuff fried my brain. I think there is an understanding of that. So I'm going to take these steps to keep my kid from getting their brain fried, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think people are also, the market is responding to that. And we've seen a few different social medias pop up that are less toxic, less like scrolly, like kind of a more oriented on the moment, kind of what made Instagram cool when it first started, like, you know, sharing things with your friends and keeping it like a tighter circle, then, you know, I have
Yeah.
1,000 followers on Instagram and I don't have 1,000 people that I would text, like that kind of thing. So,
Right. No, you bring up some great points. The one thing that I love about the Countercultural Life podcast is you're going to learn stuff. I mean, there's people out there that are going right now, sitting there when they listen to this, they're going to go, the drinking statistics are lower for Gen Z. Are you serious? There's people that are mind blown by that statement, but that is an actual factual
like
statement
way lower.
that literally, yes, and the alcohol industry is hitting the panic button right now, which is, I mean, it's great to see because somebody that used to like to drink realizes that alcohol is destructive. There's nothing good. There's nothing good in a drink. There's nothing. We tried to say resveratrol with wine and drink more wine. Yeah, that's crap. You have to drink like 40 bottles to even get the minimal aspect of resveratrol that you get. Another thing that you'll learn on this podcast. Um, Here's another thing. Talking about social media is the people don't realize you. I love how you brought in the dopamine aspect of it. Our dopamine receptors are fried. Pay attention to your feed when you scroll through reels. I started. I was anti TikTok, but then realized, hey, Facebook created Reels, which is just like TikTok. Great job, Facebook. But if you scroll your Reels, I want you to start paying attention to this, people. When you're scrolling your Reels, watch how it takes you up and down emotionally. You go up and down. It'll go, and I'll use this example as it's probably happening right now. So hey, oh awesome, there's a puppy. Oh, I feel so good. Oh, there's a car wreck. Oh, a kitty cat. I feel great. Oh, there's a fight. Watch your. I'm telling you, it's designed to addict you. That's the thing that I'm trying to convey to people. Like, there are good aspects to it, but what are you thinking right now? I
I
see
don't
you
have the high
smiling.
moments. I just have the lows. Maybe my algorithm's cooked.
Your your algorithm
I
hates
don't
you.
have the
You don't have the high
dogs.
moments.
I had dogs for a little bit, but it was dogs with deformities, like
Oh,
bad
what the
deformities.
world? You clicked on something crazy at
Well,
one point.
so interesting. Instagram just rolled out a thing where you can get rid of topics entirely from your reels. Like you can kind of shape your algorithm now, which is going to be interesting to be interesting. That might be good. Maybe I can just, I don't know, only have music education content.
Yeah, kind of like Chinese TikTok. Oh, did y'all know that? You probably didn't. Go research. Chinese TikTok's a lot different than American
If
TikTok.
Instagram
Big
does
M.
anything, just know that someone else did it first.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah. So I had a friend yesterday. I guess there was this big Rapture conspiracy. Did you hear about that from yesterday?
I mean, so I guess maybe you're framing this in a way. It was such a big deal that my pastor he dedicated an entire sermon to talking about it about 3 weeks ago. Um,
Really?
because, and I mean, this is a big church. Like this wasn't like a small group or anything, but it was such a big thing that he dedicated an entire sermon to it. Um, which was I didn't know about it before that, but apparently it
No.
was a big thing and the sermon was great. It was not, it was about like, this is, he went through everything, like, this is why they think this, but it
Yep.
could happen, it could not. But I talked to him and he was like, we did a salvation appeal all 3 weeks since then, just in case.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
like,
Absolutely.
but also it was like, you know, what's crazy is people sold their houses and quit their jobs, which doesn't make sense to me anyway. Like, if you're going to be, uh, anyway, it's just crazy.
Yeah. Hey, it turns out we're still here.
We are.
So there's that. Because it says no man will know the day or the hour. That's what's crazy. If you look at the Bible, it specifically says nobody knows. The interesting part about that, so you didn't know about it. Your pastor preached on it 3 weeks ago. I didn't know about it till the day before. And the only reason I knew about it is this is how crazy the algorithm is, y'all. I had a friend text me and said, "Hey, are you seeing all this stuff about the rapture?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, did I miss the trumpet sound? Did something happen? Am I in the Left Behind series right now? Is this really playing out?" Um, no, but so, and I said, "No, what are you talking about?" And the person said, "Hey, there, it's all over Facebook right now. It's all over Facebook. They're making fun of it. They're talking about it." I'm like, "Really?" So I open up my Facebook. All I have is Oklahoma football and Jesus stuff, no Rapture stuff. And I told the person that, and they're like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got nothing." I said, "Your algorithm's screwed up." And I said, "I guess my algorithm's normal or normal to me." So it's all in the algorithm. I had no idea that it was even a thing. I'm not on social media a
It was
ton.
mostly on TikTok. It
Um,
was more of a thing on TikTok for some
that's
reason.
exactly what.
But it
Yeah,
it was crazy. And what's sad from a Christian perspective is that this makes us look like lunatics. Like
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
just the people that like all people are like, oh, people thought the rapture was gonna happen, and like people sold their houses and their cars, and there was a somebody sold. This is not a joke. This is going to sound like a joke, and maybe it was a joke, but I think it was real. Somebody was selling like vouchers to take care of your pet after you get raptured. Like they would go to your house and get your pet after you got raptured.
That business model is brilliant.
I hope that there was no refunds.
There was a pre vouchers. I'm selling pre vouchers. Just
Yeah.
hey, I can't get the money. I can't collect if you're gone. Give me the
Give me the
money
money
now.
now. And then I'm in another state now. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No refund
I'm not
policy.
even
No
mad.
refund policy. How?
I'm not even mad if that actually
No, check
happened.
this out. No, check this out. You can just play on it. Hey, how great is your faith right now?
Yeah.
Do you have faith enough to give me my money?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, your faith's not that good. Oh, you must not really think you're going to be raptured.
You're gonna get
Oh
left
no, it could
behind.
have been.
There's like a Christian comedian I follow that was like, if you've been left behind, just go ahead and take the mark of the beast. It's over for you. It was
Wow.
like he was like taking it really far because he takes everything too far, but it was like the real Christians have already been raptured. It's over.
Yeah, you're done. It was a if every I've been jokingly says every good Christian has read the Left Behind series.
They
It
shouldn't
seems
have.
like
I
it's a
shouldn't
thing.
have. I read it too young. It was terrifying.
You were messed up.
I was
You were
messed
messed
up.
up.
Well, okay, okay. I'm 23, and this is not my first, second, even third. The Rapture's happening tonight. And what's
Yeah.
crazy is a lot of them happened while I was on a mission trip in Honduras. Like I went to Honduras multiple times, and they kept being the time the Rapture's gonna happen. And it used to really freak me out. And then somebody told me they were like, if you're this worried about it, you're not gonna get left behind. And that's eased my
Right,
mind
right,
since then.
right.
Uh, but yeah, those books are terrifying. I read the
Yeah,
kids version,
absolutely.
which is also terrifying.
The kids version. That should tell you a whole lot right there. They have a kids version of the Rapture
But like in it,
of the Left
one of
Behind
the
series.
main characters in it is a pastor who like
Yep.
barely didn't believe enough or whatever,
Yeah.
and immediately
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah.
happened, and then like took
Yeah,
in all these.
exactly.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense now, but
No, I was the guy because I was shoot, when did I read it? I was probably your age when it first came out, and I read at your age now, and I was like, I want to be left behind
I
because this
know
sounds like it's
it sounds like an action
crazy
novel.
fun. It's an action. I'm gonna get left behind. Maybe, and I'm like, as a young man, of not knowing, what it really truly meant to follow Christ. I'm going, God, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I mean, if you need me to stay here,
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
be an
But I
evangelist to
was a
the left
kid that,
behind.
yeah, exactly. Like God needs evangelists for the ones that are
The
left behind.
question
They'll be
is,
there.
has
Trust
anyone
me.
checked in with the Jehovah's Witnesses? Because I think that 144,000
Well,
people could disappear and we wouldn't know. Maybe they were
this is
right.
also
Maybe
true.
they were right the whole time and they're gone and we just don't know yet.
Yeah, somebody go check and see if you have any Jehovah's Witness friends. Please go knock on their door right now. Check and see if they're still there. If they're not, report it on TikTok
Knocking on
because
a
that's how you
Jehovah's
get hold of
Witness's door.
them right now. Right now. What if they don't answer? They went to the store or something. You're all freaked out. I was the little kid that came that look, we mess our look. I love my Christ followers. I love my Christians, but look, we mess our kids up, bro. We mess our kids up because my parents didn't know to talk about what the rapture was and all that. All I was getting is what I'm hearing at church and everybody else. So literally came home one day and everybody was gone in the house. And I was probably 10 or 11 years old and I freaked out. I was like, I didn't hear a trumpet. I didn't hear anything. Everybody's gone. And as a 10-year-old, you're like, what am I going to do? And yeah, and everybody was just down the street at the neighbor's house. But I've had two or three of those moments as a young man. Like I've been left
Oh,
behind.
double digits of those. I mean, I happen to me all the time. I Left Behind screwed me up, like genuinely. And I still like if I am having a day, like if I'm here by myself on a day off, and like my wife's at work, and I just haven't heard from anybody in a while. I start being like, have there been any car crashes around me? Because that's what I know is gonna the car crashes in Left Behind intense. How many people died from car
Yeah.
crashes because of Christians getting beamed up while they were driving?
Yes.
That and so I'm like, all right,
And
there
they,
hasn't been any car crashes, so we should be fine.
bro, if the rapture happens, you better start looking up. If you ain't a Christ follower and the rapture takes place, you better look up in the sky because remember all the planes that were falling out in the sky because the pilots disappeared. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. It
It's
feels crazy. I just feel like maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like God's got more tact than that.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
planes falling out of the sky, like. I don't
Did you
know.
see the meme right after? I guess the only meme that I saw about the whole Rapture event was it was a shot. It was so funny though. It was like Rapture is taking longer than expected. Jesus is having trouble picking up all these overweight Americans.
That's crazy.
That's funny. Oh man. Yeah, it's funny, man. It just and my like you said that we're making it very easy to make us irrelevant. Because when we're talking about raptures and we're divided now, even as a church, church is divided. People have their own. As soon look, a wise person once said, "As soon as you," I'll never forget this quote. As soon as you politicize a religion, you are on the verge of being irrelevant. And I'm like, absolutely. As soon as you start politicizing your religion, this is my thought, Noah. I believe Jesus stood firmly in the middle. He stood firmly in the middle. He did not side. The only establishment, this is what's crazy, this is what a lot of Christians are missing right now. The only establishment Jesus ever went after was the religious establishment. Period. Dot. End of story. He didn't go after anybody else. He loved everybody where they were. He didn't leave them there. He loved them where they were and preached them and talked them into heaven. He did not scare them into hell or scare them into heaven. He loved people where they were. And I think we miss that, especially now. I have great Christ following friends that are very political. And if the Great Commission said, go and make disciples of all nations, it said, go and make disciples of all nations. So if I'm politicizing my religion, I'm canceling out half of all nations. I'm only going to disciple the Democrats. I'm only going to disciple the Republicans. He said all nations, not just one group. So that's my thought on it. And I just wish we can come to the point where we're not rendering ourselves irrelevant with our crazy rapture theories, and we're not rendering ourselves irrelevant because of our divided stances that we take that miss the whole point of Scripture. Here's my last thought. People use this. We are very good at weaponizing verses. Christians are very good at weaponizing verses. I have seen the verse, well, you know what Jesus said? He came to bring a sword. He came to separate mother from daughter and son from brother. And I'm like, okay, go do the research. I believe he was quoting Hosea. Was he quoting Hosea or he was quoting Micah? He was quoting one of the minor prophets. And the example that he was using when he quoted that is God's view of his own people because his people had left him. His people had run away to other gods. God said, I'm going to come and get you back, and I'm going to separate mother from daughter because I'm pulling my people back in. But people use that as, nope, Jesus was political. He separated people, Democrats from Republicans, did it all the time. No, bro, you're wrong. Go read your Bible. Go read your Bible because you're saying
In
don't steal.
context,
But
read it
anyway,
in context.
yes, context. That's a thing. That really is a thing. That really is a thing. I love my Christ followers, man, but I just wish we spent more time figuring out ways to love people and draw and just be kind to them. The Bible says he will draw all men unto him. Just be kind to people. Love them where they are. I interestingly enough, I'm on a tangent now. We were talking about um, the worst day for servers is Sunday in regards to tips, and it's from church folks. I'm like, how is that even possible? And it blows my mind how that is so anti of what the Bible tells us to do. We don't even tip people anymore. I mean, or we write, God bless you on the receipt as a tip, but that's not a tip. Anyway, fired up right now. Forgive me. Going back to Noah. Closing thoughts, insights. We've talked about the rapture. We've talked a little bit about division. We've talked about social media. I love the names of these podcasts. Noah is a genius.
I can make a closing remark, and we can take this out if
Howdy.
you want to. I'm gonna, for the first
Let's hear
time
it.
ever on this podcast, I'm actually gonna stand on business about something.
Okay.
Tylenol does not cause autism. And there's like a lot of research that proves that it doesn't cause autism. So if you're concerned about that, do some research, consult your doctor about how much Tylenol to take if you are pregnant. But just that's it. That's my closing remarks. I've been a little fired up about this the last couple days. I had dinner with my parents tonight and I got on a tangent. I'm a little fired up about this.
Was it an epic tangent?
I pulled out the voice and everything. I pulled out the Trump voice and everything. It was pretty. I'm not even necessarily saying there's no correlation between Tylenol and birth issues. Just look up the research because it's actually one of the more studied things ever in the history of the
Yeah.
world. So that's it. It's my first ever fully actual take on
Stand
this show.
on business. So let me go 10 toes down on this as well. Here's what I can't believe. That there's actually pregnant mothers out there that there's videos of them dumping Tylenol in their mouth right now just to prove a point. That's what's funny to me. Ridiculous, but funny. Um, then the other thing is, since you're learning this, this may be the first time you've ever heard this too on Countercultural Life podcast. But hey, we're gonna do our research, baby. I'm telling you that we don't just say stuff. I believe that highest autism rates are in the Western world, and I believe that they are in the United States. What you don't need to look at is Tylenol. What you do need to look at is our diets. That's what you need to look at.
Also,
So,
though, I've not heard about a correlation between these two things, but that makes sense to me to a degree. But also, just kind of look at if you look at how much actual testing and diagnosing we've done, that will also help explain part of, and what is considered autism is very different. Um, but anyway, that's it. I don't know enough to
yep.
talk more about this, but I know enough. Just enough to be dangerous.
Hey, but going forward on countercultural life, we're going to have people on this in this space that can talk about that are knowledgeable. That's the goal going forward as we continue to. You see me and young Noah working this thing out, trying to put good videos together, trying to get better at our craft so that we can start getting people in these conversations. It won't always be me and Noah. Sometimes it'll be me and somebody else. Sometimes he doesn't even know this yet, but it'll be Noah and somebody else because I believe he's a great podcast draw. Believe it or not, I think he's got this.
Should not be. That
He's
is not
locked in.
happening. Look,
I think we. I think we.
you've pushed me. This is as far as I'm not doing this by myself. That's too far.
Okay.
You've taken things too far
Okay.
if
Here
I'm
we go.
doing this by myself.
Here we go. What's funny is okay. You heard it here. He. I don't want to. I don't want to give the date away, but it's captured now. He said he's not going to do a podcast by himself. I think Noah doing a podcast with somebody would be
I,
phenomenal.
look, I
But
don't th I might do a podcast by myself. I'm not doing an episode of Countercultural Life by myself.
yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
no
Okay.
reason for that.
We'll be there together.
You and I are in this
We'll be there
together. You
together.
know, you've pulled
We'll be
me
there together.
in to be your co-host, but I look forward to when I don't have to talk at all, except for like one amazing question near the end for each guest. That's what I plan on contributing.
Be an amazing question. Like, no, what are your thoughts on autism and Tylenol right
No, I'm not going to answer
now?
the question. I'm going to ask the question.
I'm gonna give the
Yeah,
question.
you got to
I
give me a
love
heads
it.
up who it is,
Hey,
and I'll find a banger question for them.
I'm excited. Hey, this is I've already got some guest thoughts lined up. We're trying to make sure we get good with our technology, make sure we got good videos and audio coming out. That's what we're working on right now. Thanks for sticking with us. Countercultural life, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. We're going to get all into those spaces. We're going to talk about how to connect with people. You know this is going to be a leadership podcast. We may say Jesus every now and
Or
then,
every
but
episode.
it's going to be great. Every episode, yeah, or every episode. Hey, he's the dude. That's the guy you need to follow. Period. Point blank. Dot. Anyway, coming at you tonight in the business attire. We got business attire and Bucky's hats. Shout out to Bucky's. All right. Maybe we get a sponsor. Can we get a Bucky's sponsorship?
I
That
doubt
would
it.
be
Highly
phenomenal.
doubt it.
Yeah, well, we can keep trying. All right, give me a polo sponsorship. I got the polo. Shout out Ralph Lauren.
I'll
All right.
take anything.
Hey, you ain't
I'll
lying.
take any money for this.
Here
That'd be
we
awesome.
Any money, any money. Patreon account coming. All right. Holler at your boys, Drew and Noah, Countercultural Life. Out.